Hello and welcome to our news program. You're watching Kenya Television Service. We have lined up stories for you from within and across the country, and of course news reports from international scenes with special coverage on Christmas Day. My name is Giverson Maina. You're welcome. And now billions of Christians across the world today marked Christmas at the traditional birthday of Jesus Christ. We have these in pictures. Take a look.
You a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
And President Uhuru Kenyatta today joined Christian faithful at the Holy Ghost Cathedral in Mombasa to celebrate Christmas. The president, who was accompanied by members of his family, called on Kenyans to be kind to those in need. The father who led the mass urged Kenyans to be kind to one another and to protect each other. The father also commended Muslims in Mandera who shielded their Christian compatriots from attackers who ambushed a bus traveling from Nairobi to Mandera town. The president, who has commended the Muslim passengers who put their life on the line to protect their fellow Christian passengers, urged Kenyans to support and protect each other. The president was accompanied by First Lady Margaret Kenyatta, the children, and former First Lady Mama Ngina Kenyatta.
Yangu ni kuchukua nafasi hii kuwatakia kila mmoja wenu Krismasi yenye heri. Sisi zote tumesikia yale ambaye tumeyasikia kutoka mahubiri ambaye tumepatiwa siku ya leo, na nafikiri ni kila mmoja wetu achukue huo mwito. Sisi zote tusaidie yule ambaye tunaweza kusaidia kwa njia ile ambayo tunaweza kusaidia. Ndio hii spirit ya Krismasi tuweze kuieneza kulingana na mapenzi ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Kwa hivyo, kwa hayo machache yangu ni kusema I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, a prosperous 2016, and God's blessings and peace be upon all of us. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Thank you very much.
And Pope Francis has today urged the world in his Christmas message to unite to end atrocities by Islamist militants that he said were causing immense suffering in many countries. Security was tight at the Vatican as Francis, marking that Christmas since his election in 2013, read his traditional Christmas Day to the city. The world address from the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. Tens of thousands of people had to have their bags checked as they entered the Vatican area and then go through airport-style screening if they wanted to enter St. Peter's Square. Counter-terrorist police with machine guns prudently patrolled the area in unmarked vans with dark windows. After calling for an end to the civil wars in Syria and Libya, the Pope said he was clearly referring to Islamic State militants who have carried out numerous attacks in those countries and destroyed many cultural heritage sites. In October, Islamic State militants blew up the Ark of Triumph, a jewel in the exquisite collection of ruins in the Syrian oasis city of Palmyra. Palmyra. The pontiff also condemned recent brutal acts of terrorism, including the November 13 attacks by Islamic militants that killed 130 people in Paris, and the downing of Russian plane over Egypt's Sinai Peninsula that killed 224 people on October 31st. Both were claimed by Islamic State. He also called for peace between Israelis and Palestinians in the area where Jesus was born. He also asked God to bring consolation and strength to Christians who are being persecuted around the world, and called for peace in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, South Sudan, and Ukraine. Archbishop Eliud Wabukala of the Anglican Church of Kenya has called on churches to desist from fundraising from politicians. In his Christmas Day sermon at the All Saints Cathedral in Nairobi, Wabukala said it encouraged a culture of corruption. He explained that given the numerous appeals the politicians undoubtedly received, it was likely that they dipped into public coffers rather than their own pockets to meet the demands made of them. The responsibility for financing church missions, he said, biblically falls to the congregants, whom he urged to tithe faithfully as part of the contribution towards an incorruptible future. In his Christmas message, Wabukala also hailed as the personification of Christ's love for the church the Muslims who stood in solidarity with their Christian counterparts on Monday when a bus they were traveling on was ambushed by Al-Shabaab. As billions of Christians at the world ever celebrated Christmas on Friday, Wabukala presided over his last Christmas ceremony as the head of the Anglican Church.
And so I request that all harambes should not be done as if they are organized by politicians. Give generously as part of your worship, and that will enhance the work of the church. I want to wish all Kenyans a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Every year, Christmas is commemorated on the 25th of December, with many business entities breaking for the festivities. And as Angeline Kado informs us, Nairobi, which is known for its beehive of activities, remained unusually quiet today, with many city residents choosing to stay home. Here is that story.
And with most of the business premises remaining closed, the city's streets, which are usually a beehive of activities, remained barely unoccupied. Even the usually full street benches in various parts of the city remained unoccupied, with the majority of city dwellers either choosing to stay at home or traveling to other destinations in the country. The situation is expected to remain more or less the same till the end of the year, which is barely a week away before normalcy resumes. Reporting for KTS, I'm Angeline Kado.
And now we take a short break. We'll be back with more news shortly. Don't go away.
The 80-year-old grandmother Kabon Cheptoo, popularly known as Kogop Brian, was last seen on 15th December 2015 in a homestead in Kaptimbor area within Kabarnet town, a day after she had been taken to Baringo County Referral Hospital for medication. Zipporah Kipsisin, daughter of the widowed grandmother, who hails from Seretunin sub-location in Baringo Central Sub-County, told journalists at her homestead in Kabarnet that the grandmother had worn blue slipper, light blue blouse, and a skirt with an orange headscarf. She said well-wishers had been assisting them to search for the missing grandmother, whose whereabouts remains a mystery to the family and neighbors. The family is calling on all persons of goodwill who might have any information to reach the nearest police station or call Mrs. Kipsisin on 0721 230310.
Alikuja kutafuta dawa ili arudi nyumbani, lakini kwa bahati mbaya alitoka na amepotea mpaka wakati huu. Kwa hivyo leo ni siku ya 10 tukitafuta yeye. Tumejaribu tuwezavyo, lakini hatujawahi kuona na hatujawahi kupata fununu yeyote. Ninaomba mtu yeyote atakayekuwa ameona anisaidie, na nambari langu za simu ni 0721 2:30, 3:10.
Senior Chief Kabarnet Mosop location Daniel Cheserem, who confirmed the incident, told journalists that police are cooperating with members of the public and the family to engage in the search party, which will continue from Monday next week.
Hiyo jamii tangu mama apotee, jamii ya Giverson wameshughulika sana pamoja na wananchi na askari wetu, na tungependa tuwashauri wote ya kwamba tusaidiane pamoja ili tuangalie kwamba tumepata.
The senior chief, who is also acting assistant county commissioner for Kabarnet division, decried high rate of alcoholism among the local youth from Kabarnet division, saying those who will be got drinking or bringing the liquor will be arrested and prosecuted. Reporting for KTS, it is Diana Cheruto.
And President Obama has urged Americans to follow Jesus Christ's examples of charity and compassion in his annual Christmas greeting. The president has tried to counter inflammatory rhetoric from a Republican presidential front-runner Donald Trump, pleading with Americans not to give in to Islamophobia and remain open to welcoming refugees fleeing the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. In the spirit of Christmas, the president and his First Lady, Michelle Obama, called on Americans to honor the sacrifice of military service members by giving back to them and their communities. The Obamas are spending their annual Christmas vacation in the president's home state of Hawaii.
This is one of our favorite times of year in the Obama household, filled with family and friends, warmth and good cheer. That's even true when I spend all night chasing Bo and Sonny away from the cookies we leave for Santa. It's also my favorite weekly address of the year because I'm joined by a special holiday guest star, Mrs. Obama.
Merry Christmas, everyone. You know, here at the White House, we spent the past month helping everyone get into the holiday spirit.
During this season, we also honor all those who defend those values in our country's uniform. Every day, the brave men and women of our military serve to keep us safe, and so do their families.
So as we sing carols and open presents, as we win snowball fights,
Or lose snowball fights.
let's all take time to pay tribute to those who've given our country so much. Go to joiningforces.gov to see how you can serve the troops, veterans, and military families in your community. And together, we can show them just how grateful we are for their sacrifice. That's a tradition that we all can embrace today and every day.
So on behalf of Malia, Sasha, Bo, Sonny, Grandma, and everyone here at the White House, Merry Christmas. May God bless our troops and their families, and may God bless you all with peace and joy in the year ahead.
There was no Christmas celebration in Somalia. Why? Somalia's government banned the celebration of Christmas, warning that such Christian festivities could threaten the nation's Muslim faith. Security agencies have been directed to stay alert to stop any gatherings. Foreigners are free to mark the Christians' holiday in their own homes, but hotels and other public places have been prohibited from marking the day. Media reports say as the country recovers from years of civil war, a growing number of Somalis who grew up in the diaspora are returning home, some of them bringing Western customs with them. Christmas is not widely celebrated in Somalia, which officially adopted Sharia in 2009, but the old event was held especially as an excuse to hold a party. Mogadishu's Mayor Yusuf Hussein Jimal told members of the press that such gatherings might also be a target for the Islamist Al-Shabaab group that has targeted hotels in the city in the past. Celebration was allowed at UN compounds and bases for African Union peacekeepers who are in the country to back the government's fight against the Al-Qaeda-linked militants. You know, that's all for now. On behalf of KTS family, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. My name is Giverson Maina. Merry Christmas once again.